you're in, the ghetto, the Jewish quarter.
Cada vez que había mercados, uno para el otro.
This is cool. Are you happy now?
At the top of this hill, no brick wall. That was the rabbi's house. The rabbi was the leader of the Jewish community, minister of religion. Abraham von Stritch built those baths, lived in the house at the top of the hill.
Walkers.
Okay. We try to anticipate all the questions people ask, and sometimes people go, why were there Jews in Barcelona? Well, I don't know what you know about history, but have you heard of the Roman Empire? Yeah? You've heard of it? Good. It was like Star Wars. For the first couple hundred years, it was a republic. And then Darth Vader came along, and it became an empire. And then it split into other empires. And more or less, the Roman Empire lasted for 1,400 years. The longest continuous imperial structure known in human history. You've seen Asterix. You maybe seen movies. Hands up who has seen a black Roman senator. By black, I mean with black skin. Hands up who's ever imagined a black Roman emperor. No?
Well, just now.
Septimus Severus was black, he was African, and he invaded Scotland. He left after 3 months. So what we know about the Roman Empire, what we think we know, is completely wrong. The Roman Empire wasn't made by Romans, by Italians. No, it was made by Roman citizens. And to be a Roman citizen, you spoke the languages, you did the exams, you were connected to the right families. Yeah? 2,000 years ago, there was a lot of diversity. There was no racism as we understand it. There were hundreds of religions. I can bring you into the Jewish quarter. Today, I can't bring you to the cult of Mithras. It's now a bull ring. We're not going there today. I can't bring you to the scepter of Serapis. I can't bring you to where many people 2,000 years ago who had no religion would have argued their philosophy. Do you see? So it was a very diverse world. Hundreds of religions, hundreds of people. And the Jews were just one more of those people. And they came here with the Roman Empire. And somewhere in the last 2,000 years, all that diversity was eliminated or absorbed. Eliminated by Christianity. Absorbed into Christianity. Okay? For some reason, the Jews continued with a distinct identity. So we're talking about diversity. My name's Yusuf. I'm from Dublin, in Ireland. So I'm an Irish national. But I was educated in Oxford, Den Haag, Freiburg, all over the place. I've lived in France, I've lived in Italy. I've been here 12 years. I speak many European languages. I'm a European. I don't believe in nations, and I do not believe in states. I believe in human beings. Yeah? So I might say things that might seem political to you. They are not. Where are you from? Yeah? Denmark. Where are you from? Where are you from?
California.
Where are you from? Where are you from? Italy. Where are you from? Scotland. Where are you from?
Canada.
Where are you from?
Argentina.
Can you see how this is going? Where are you from?
California.
Where are you from?
United States.
It's really, really big. Are you from Utah or California?
California.
You're from California. South Africa, Joburg. Holland. Israel. Excellent. What nice British people we are. Did any of you play with Lego when you were children?
Yeah.
Yes. Lego, cool. Yeah. And somebody gives you Lego and they say, get creative, make something, and you make something. And then your parents, whoever cares for you, says, make something new. So what do? They don't give you enough Lego. Hands up the person who had enough Lego. You need to use the Lego again and again and again. You recycle. We're the only point in human civilization where we do not recycle. And stone is Lego. It is difficult to find, it's difficult to cut, it's difficult to prepare, it's difficult to move. In an ancient city, you use the Lego, you use the blocks again and again and again. That is a piece of Lego. The inscription is Hebrew. It's a gravestone to a rabbi, another leader of the Jewish community. His name was Samuel Hasardi. It's not important. But that little bit of Lego is back in the right place. In Barcelona, one of the secrets is bits of Lego are in the wrong place. I like his name. Has that everyone who came here had a name for this land, geography. So the Romans came here, they called Spain and Portugal Hispania. They had many names, but Hispania was a name they used a lot. Hispania, España, Spain. The Jews, when they were living in what you call Portugal and Spain, called it Sepharad. And today, Jews that have an ancestry here are called Sephards. His name? Samuel, Spanish Jew. That's all. In the 700s, Muslims came here, and they called all of Spain and Portugal Al-Andalus. And in the south of Spain, we have a region called Andalusia. So different names for the same place. Let's go. My first background question was asking about the Roman Empire. My second background question. Have you guys heard of Jesus?
Yeah.
You have? That's cool. If you haven't heard of Jesus, go online. Someone will visit your house. But, you know, just in case you haven't heard of Jesus, Jesus was a Jew. And he lived 2,000 years ago. And when he was wandering around, becoming famous, doing his Bible stories, there were people of his religion worshipping in this space. This is the oldest extant synagogue in Europe. You look through the door, you can visit on your own time, they're asking for a donation. Look through the door now, you'll see the level of the medieval floor. And there are glass panels, and under those glass panels, we have one of the Roman synagogue's floor. Underneath that, yet another one. So to repeat, when Jesus was doing his Bible stories, there were people of his religion in this space, worshipping. Okay? And it's an extant synagogue, because there has been a wedding here. There are services and holidays, but it has not always been a place of worship. And that's the sad bit. Okay. ¿Está bien? Es el sinagogo más antiguo de Europa. Y continúa siendo un sinagogo.
O si fas un corte como...
Oh, here we are, St. Dominic.
Bar, cocoa. Oh, look at it. It's so beautiful. The sky, and the balconies, and the roof.
Buenos dias, Tanya. Okay. Congratulations. This is your destination. This is the market. This is where you come to trade. Doesn't look medieval. 1950s, 1700s. This building looks like a garage. That was the rabbi's house. I wanted you to see the back. So, did anyone actually play the imagination game? What did you bring to market?
Yaks. I brought yaks.
Yeah, yaks.
Yeah.
Wine. A cow. Anything else?
Music instruments.
Yeah, my lute, playing.
Who brought in
Entertainment.
cholera? Who brought in diphtheria? Who brought in typhus? Who brought in the worst diseases known to humanity for lack of sanitation?
Probably my yaks.
¿Me entendáis? ¿Quién? ¿No? Manos amigos, ¿quién ha llevado la diphtheria a la hoy al mercado? Habéis cruzado una claviguera abierta. You walked through an open sewer to come to market. Why did the rabbi build public baths between the city and the sewer? Rich people are walking in disease all the time. So I'm going to try and make history alive for you and surprise you. I'm very careful with my words. I have said many times now, I am bringing you to the ghetto. I'm bringing you to the Jewish quarter. I'm bringing you to the ghetto. I'm bringing you to the Jewish quarter. I never said Jewish ghetto, did I? That's because it wasn't only a Jewish ghetto. Two communities lived together in this space, Jews and Muslims. They lived together for a long time. They were very happy together for many reasons. One is they both had something in common. Anyone know what it was?
Please.
No, they washed. Jews and Muslims are obliged by religious practice to wash. Christians did not do much washing. So when diphtheria, cholera, and typhus are walked into the city,
Well, the Christians
who is
came.
going to die? The people who wash or the people who do not wash? The people who do not wash. Okay, imagine it. Your child is vomiting, shitting, sweating to death in 6 hours, and you look down the street and your neighbors who are different because they have a different idea of God, they are not dying. How do you explain that? It's the work of the devil. It's black magic. What do? You attack your neighbors. So Jews and Muslims lived in a walled section of the city for their protection. And things were often very unpleasant. Things were pleasant sometimes as well. How were they unpleasant? Well, in Barcelona and in other cities in the medieval, Jews and Muslims were obliged to wear yellow patches. That didn't begin with Hitler. It happened in Europe over 1,000 years ago. Why? Because they've got magical powers. But here we have the market. These people do business. They're international. The king does not want to say bye-bye. He sends guards to protect the ghetto when the ghetto is attacked. He just asked for a loan of money. Have you ever lent a king money? You know? Don't. You never get the money back. Yeah? What does a king do with the extra money? Kings are billionaires. So what do? Pointless psychological games. A king fights a king. It is called war. He doesn't have soldiers. He only has a few guards. He needs soldiers. Is anyone here a mercenary?
Yeah.
No mercenaries on the tour today? Cool. I don't like mercenaries. They're nasty people. They come into town, they eat your food, they drink your wine. They don't say thank you. Your mother, your daughter, your sister are not safe from mercenaries. And you do not want your little boy to grow up and be a mercenary. Who do you blame? You blame your neighbors who are different, who have a different idea of God. It was not always so bad. In this square, in the 1200s, there was a 4-day public debate. For the first time in history, a rabbi for the Jews, his name is Maimonides, an abbot, a monk, Dominic for the Christians, a humanist who believed in no God, and an imam for Muslims had a 4-day debate in this square. Do you know what they talked about? Jesus. Who was he? Was he the Christ? Was he a prophet? Was he Messiah? Was he a king? Where was he? Down below, space, outer space, heaven, coming back? Would he be angry? For 4 days they talked about it publicly. First time in history. Last time in history. At the end of the debate, Jaume Conquistador, the king of Catalonia, James the Conqueror, became the first Christian king in history to worship at the synagogue. Generation later, everything's back to normal. People have been burnt out of their homes and they're given an ultimatum. You go or you convert. Many converted, we know from the surnames, but most left. And the rabbi's house was left empty. And some people say that house is haunted. It's una casa encantada con fantasmas. Bullshit. It's worth a lot of money. You don't leave a house like that empty for 700 years, do you? You're sending a message. It's a trophy. The people are gone. They're never coming back. Or these people are gone, they will return. So the synagogue is a place of worship at holidays. A Canadian couple were married there in 2001. Spanish Jews, Sephards returned. I know many of them. They consider this to be their homeland, not the State of Israel. 15% of the population here are Muslim. This is their homeland. And you know, this city, most people don't practice religion. It's a secular city. This is our homeland. Where are you? You're in Barcelona. Welcome to Catalonia. Benvolgut a Catalunya. That slogan, som una nació, nosaltres decidem. We are a nation, we decide. It is written in the Catalan language. You are in Catalonia. You know that? Good. Catalonia is not Spain. It is part of the Spanish state. There is presently an independence movement here. Catalonia is a nation. It has been around before Spain. It will be around after Spain. Last year, the 11th September, Catalan National Day, the largest demonstration for independence in the history of Europe, occurred here in this city. 1.5 to 2 million people assembled with that flag. That is the flag of the independence movement of Catalonia. Catalonia is the same size as Belgium, and its economy is the same size as Austria's. Why do they want independence from the Spanish state? Well, the 11th September 1714, they lost a very important power, the power to control money. This is the richest region of a poor and corrupt state. Madrid spends the money how Madrid wants, and not enough comes back here. I told you earlier, I believe in people, not nations, not states. In Europe, we have serious problems. There are neo-Nazis in Greece and Hungary, and the only way to stop them is with money. And Catalan money would better be spent under the umbrella of Europe and not the umbrella of Madrid. If you want to read this, it's produced by the Catalan government. You can read it at the end, okay? We're going to our next stop. We are leaving the ghetto. Isn't that good news? You know, it's like somebody says you're leaving the ghetto, you smile. It's like, are you tired of building pyramids? Would you like to walk out of Egypt? How long will it take? 42 years. Will there be tea and biscuits at the end? No, there'll be milk and honey and a discount. No one should live in ghettos. Out of the
What do you think of the tour? Okay, is it focusing? No, it's just zoomed in on your nose. It's cool. I am looking up.
Either side, people do use this street, it's kind of busy. The name of the street... Oh, sorry, continue.
Oh, sorry. Perdón.
Porque los cristianos querían matar, porque decían que eran obras del demonio y no sé qué. Entonces, como también los musulmanes y los judíos eran buenos mercaderes, los reyes le ponían guardias para que los cristianos no los mataran.
Would you mind taking a picture of me?
I'm zooming in on the bird, that window.
Okay,
Bird.
so there's a cathedral there. We're not going to the cathedral unless we know why it is there. Up here we've got a statue. You see the statue? It's a shrine. Look, there's a dragon. You're going to see lots of dragons in Barcelona. If you look carefully at the metalwork, you'll see more dragons. There's a poem, a prayer on the wall. And you know, sometimes people come here and they leave candles because that is a statue of the patron saint of Barcelona. Her name is Eulalia. And Eulalia is holding a feather and Eulalia is holding an X. And in front of the shrine we see an X and flowers and a feather. And the name of the street is Baixada de Santa Eulalia, Bajad de Santa Eulalia, the descent of Saint Eulalia. So I'm going to quickly tell you her legend. Eulalia was born in the year 290, according to the legend. The year 303, she's 13. She's middle class. She's a citizen of Barcelona, a citizen of Rome, and she's Christian. Exceptional. Then most Christians were slaves, or freed slaves. She's unusual. On the 12th of February, 303, that little girl was 13. In that culture, that's the age you get married at. She's about to be married. She's a virgin. Roman soldiers went from here to her house. They took her from the house and they brought her here. And they stripped her naked. They took off her clothes to humiliate her and her community. And the legend says a cloud of snow appeared, and snow fell, and she's covered in snow, and she's not humiliated, and she's not ashamed. The legend doesn't say it was snowing on the 12th of February, 303 before the Roman soldiers went down to the house. But there you go, she's covered, she's not naked, maybe she has hypothermia. And the Christians who ran to see what was happening started shouting, because Christians used to shout a lot. What they shouted was this: Allah Muja, Allah Muja. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. God is great. They saw this snow and said it was a miracle, and pronunciation changes over time. And the Romans said, no, God's not great. They took this girl, it's probably freezing, and they put her in a barrel. Into the barrel they put swords, daggers, knives, sharpened implements. They covered the barrel, they rolled the barrel down the hill. When they went down to the bottom of the hill and they looked in the barrel, what do you think they expected to find? A corpse, hamburger meat, shawarma. But no, the legend says Eulalia, ta-da, appears. She's not harmed. And all the Christians shouted, Hallelujah, hallelujah, God is great. Let them say, no, 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 no. They put her back in the barrel and they burned the barrel. The oldest types of Christianity in Europe are the Roman Catholic and Greek Orthodox. They go right back to those people shouting, Hallelujah, hallelujah. And they say Eulalia is a martyr for her religion. They give her the symbol of a martyr, the feather. They say that day she suffered 13 tortures. In the end, she was crucified on an X. They chopped off her head. They say the headless, burnt, broken remains of a child are Eulalia's and they're under the cathedral. 12th of February is her holiday. This year it is Carnival. That's the legend. We're now going to play the Roman Emperor game. You think this story is true? You do this. You think this story is not true? You do that. Do you think this story is true? What? The Californians and the Dutch at the back. Oh, yep, no. Okay, this is the right answer. There is a body under the cathedral. Eulalia is listed as a saint, but there's no evidence she ever existed. Yet, in Spain, there's 17 versions of the legend, and in Europe, there are hundreds. So there was no Eulalia. There were thousands of Eulalias. Every Christian child was a Eulalia from the year 303 to 305. Let's go. This is the last sad stop, and then I promise you I'm going to get happy, okay? You've been very patient going through all this terrible, dark history. Have you heard of World War II?
See.
Good, I can work with you again. If you haven't, you can play a video game, watch a movie.
They had a bike to it too. It's free. I kind of want to do that because I really like this one. You gotta rent a bike. Nah, it's free. Jog. Just jog here. Oh yeah, I didn't ask, but do you have a problem with me filming these stuff?
I do actually, yes.
You do?
I do.
Okay, so I should not.
You should not.
Okay.
We do have a problem with that.